All right. Well, thank you, Dagan, and I want to thank Michael Caldwell for the invitation to speak with you today. I just want to share a little practical advice I received this week. So I spent some long hours in the dentist chair yesterday, and I have a temporary crown that keeps falling off. And about the third time they put it back on, the dental assistant said to me, if you would by chance swallow this, don't worry about recovering it. So I thought I'd pass that on as a little public service announcement. If you have a temporary crown and you swallow it, don't worry about recovering it. All right. So let me tell you a little bit. Here we go. There we go. About me. Can you see that slide okay? And take that as a yes.
Yes.
All right. So I want to ask you a question. If I told you, or if I asked you to tell me about your mind, what would you think about?
For me,
Today I want to talk to you about your mind and how it really works. You might think about, my brain, that's my mind. Well, no, not actually. Because your brain is no more than your mind than your elbow or your foot. Your brain is connected throughout your body, and your mind really is a function of your brain and your body working together. For some of us who've been around on the planet for a little while, you might remember this. This was back in the good old 80s, where they had this commercial and said, "This is your brain," somebody holding an egg, and then "This is drugs." There'd be a frying pan be sizzling, and then they'd crack the egg. "This is your brain on drugs." That's not particularly helpful as a mental image of your brain, your mind, or how it works. Because your mind thinks in pictures. So I'm going to ask, have a little audience participation here. Michael Caldwell, I know you fairly recently moved into a new house in Dripping Springs, right, Michael?
Yes, I did.
All right. So tell me about your front door.
It's a very tall, extra wide front door with a glass center and some iron scrolling on it.
All right. And what color is it?
Antique bronze.
Antique bronze. Which side of the door is the handle or the knob on?
From inside, it's on the right.
From the inside, it's on the right. So from the outside, it's on the left.
Correct.
All right. When you walk up to your front door, does it open out towards you or do you push it in?
In.
You push it in. See, we have this three-dimensional picture in our minds of our house, of our car, of all these other things. Here's a picture of my front door. It's brown, the handle's on the right. We understand all these things about our house, about our car, but we don't understand how our mind works. We don't have a mental picture, a mental image of that. Well, there was a doctor in San Antonio, Texas, back in 1934. All right, I'm going to skip past this quickly. There we go. His name was Dr. Thurman Fleet. And he realized something. He realized that people were having issues or getting stuck in their personal development because they didn't have a picture of how their mind works. So he came up with this little model, if you want to call it that. It's called the stick figure. It's pretty straightforward. Because you have your conscious mind, right? That's our thinking mind. That's what we think of as our mind. We think of, that's what you think with. That's what you're conscious of. And we have a subconscious mind. And we're aware of that, but we don't really understand necessarily how those two interact. Your conscious mind is where you choose your thoughts. You have the opportunity in your conscious mind to accept or reject an idea. That's where you originate thought. It's where your thinking comes in. But your subconscious mind, which is always on, always operating, can't reject an idea. So for example, you might hear something on the radio about COVID and how deadly it is and how everybody's going to die, and you consciously think, oh, I don't believe that. But it goes into your subconscious mind. If it goes in there enough times, your subconscious mind will start to grab onto that idea. It's called programming. So you might think of it as your brain is the hardware, but you have a paradigm or programming that's operating in your subconscious mind. And that's been going on since when you were born. So when we're little kids, we don't have the awareness to accept or reject ideas given to us by our parents, by other kids, by our siblings. All that goes in there. And it can get stuck. It can become a problem. Because if you look at what you do, the actions you take, they're driven by your subconscious mind. If I think I want to raise my hand, I don't have to think, okay, this muscle goes to the elbow, triggers, etc. No, I just say I want to raise my hand. My subconscious mind takes care of the action. So those actions that we see in our lives are a result of your subconscious programming. That's the results we get. Well, how do we change our results? We have to go back to the programming, and we have to go back and think about what's going on in there. The average person has between 50 and 80,000 thoughts every day. How do we keep track of them? Well, I'm working with a group called the Proctor Gallagher Institute, and this was a program that was developed by Bob Proctor, who's been studying human potential and growth for about the last 60 years now. And it's a 12-week program that's designed to help you learn more about you. I don't know about you, but when I went to school back in the day for electrical engineering, it was all about the material. I didn't have one class, except maybe a speech class, that really focused any attention on learning about me. It was all the 3 R's: read, remember, regurgitate. Read the material, learn the material, pass the test. One of the reasons I like Toastmasters is because it's an opportunity for people to work on themselves. They come in and they give a speech and they get feedback, because when you give a speech, your subconscious mind takes over a lot of the things you do. You can't think of everything you're doing when you give a speech. You'll learn things about yourself in that process. So Thinking into Results is a 12-week program. You'll get online access to a portal. There's videos for every week. There's coaching or study material that you go through. And if you're interested in checking it out, you can take the first week for free. I'm going to kick off a new group on the 12th of August. Right now, the planned start time is 11 a.m. But if you want to check it out and you don't think that time works for you, well, there's two options. Number one, I'm going to record the session so you can watch the recording later, or we might start at a different time. So get in touch with me about that. Now, the retail price of this program is $6,500. My friends, family, etc. networking group price is $5,000. COVID special going on right now, $2,500. But I have another opportunity for you. This one is completely free. It's a mastermind group. It's an opportunity to study a book together. Michael and I have been studying some books together in this group for a while. And this time on August 14th, so it's 2 weeks from Friday, we're going to be working on this book called You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. And I can get you an e-book for free of that. If we can connect up somewhere, I'd be happy to give you a hard copy as well. That session will run for 11 weeks through the end of October, and we will take off for Labor Day weekend. What else am I going to tell you? There's my contact information. So I'm probably running a little ahead of time, and that's okay. I just wanted to share these ideas with you today. If you're interested, if you're intrigued to know more, if you know somebody who's going through a major shift in their life, maybe they're contemplating retirement and they don't know what retirement's going to look like. Maybe they're contemplating a change in direction as far as their career. I've been through that a few times in my life, from the Navy to engineering to several different jobs, and now into this space of self-employment, if you will. And I'd be happy to just talk with them about their goals, what they're trying to achieve, what results they're looking to get in their life, and how I might be able to serve them and help them with that process.